President Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to this Telecommunications, TSO, Broadband and other matters amendment bill. Sir, we've heard from the opposition the personal attacks on a minister, the personal attacks on an institution that is Telecom New Zealand, and the personal attacks on this government. But, sir, what this government stands for is about fulfilling our election promises. And one of those promises, sir, was about bringing ultra-fast broadband to 75% of all New Zealanders. 75% of all New Zealanders, sir, and that is 100 megabytes per second. And, sir, what this is part of is an overall plan, a plan that this government has and that opposition they lack a plan, they lack leadership, and they certainly lack the ability to recognise what this bill stands for. This bill stands for infrastructure spend. It stands, sir, for bringing about a step change in economic growth. It stands for bringing about the ability of businesses, the ability of individuals, the ability of communities to communicate in more effective and efficient ways, sir. That's what it presents. It presents the opportunity for this country to better our quality of life, improve our economic productivity, and provide jobs and opportunities for our families and our friends. Sir, I put it to you that it impacts our communities in so many different ways. For businesses, it allows us to better connect to markets, to better connect to advisors, whether they be professional accountants, lawyers, advisors, as well as to clients, both here in New Zealand, both locally, but also across the globe. And that's what this bill will do for our businesses. For our schools, sir, it's about the sharing of content. And when I went to one of the schools in my electorate and I saw the communication that went on between 10-year-olds in Tamaki with young kids in America, in the United Kingdom, and I saw the ability of these children to learn not just from their teacher and their peers, but also from kids across this globe and across this nation. Sir, this bill is about positive things for our schools. It also is about improving our healthcare, allowing x-rays to be downloaded in seconds, diagnostic tools to be available, readily available where they are not currently available, particularly in our rural areas, sir. But we didn't hear a word about that from the opposition because they plainly cannot see the benefits of broadband for our country. Sir, it's clear what this government stands for. It stands for economic growth. It stands for a plan to develop and benefit our communities and families. However, the Labour opposition are against this bill. And as we campaign later this year, sir, on what matters to New Zealanders, let us remind them daily that they are against this bill. They are against economic growth, sir. They are clearly against jobs and employment. And I don't know how they explain that to their union lackeys and their union self-serving union mates, but they are clearly against jobs and employment. It was seen with the Hobbit. It's clearly seen with the Convention Centre. And, sir, in this bill, they are clearly against jobs and opportunities across this country. So they, sir, are the party of no. They are the party that stand against jobs in our communities. And let the electorate make that decision on November 26th with that in mind. Sir, this government is about supporting the rollout of broadband. It has been done and conducted in our select committee in a very timely manner, despite the delaying tactics from the opposition. It's about the government building for our future with commercial jobs, families, connecting families and friends across this country and across the world. It's about our quality of life. And dare I remind the friends across the aisle that this is about productivity, economic growth, and I support this bill. Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Speaker. Stuart Nash.